Hey YouTube, I just got done making a video on guns and knives, or videos on guns and knives, so I figured I would show you chickens, because everybody knows that guns, knives, and chickens all go together very well. So, before I get into the newer coop that is still under construction and almost done, still needs a good paint job and kind of clean up, you know, the cleaning clothes kind of thing. Before I do that, I'll show you where we came from. And the first idea was this here. You can see a tree limb has gone through the side of it and had a mid-storm repair. I'll show you that, just some plastic sheeting and some Gorilla Tape. Excellent stuff. Works good in the middle of January when it's storming and trees fall through your chicken tractors. But either way, a cool little chicken tractor design. This is actually a little pin thing that I built that's sitting on top because it's not needed, not now with the runs that we have. But either way, this was the chicken tractor. Great idea, bad execution, and my yard was a bad support for it. So you can see where I've robbed and pillaged from it to build this chicken coop here. So this is our permanent chicken coop. Right here we have the hen house in the back. Like I said, we got to clean up some of the little fencing and stuff like that, but we got them in, and that was the important part. So you can see the green feeder and the green water tube here were all temporarily slung on the side of the coop so they could have food and water when I first moved them over, because the water systems were not really on the drawing board. It was one of those things where I made it and the little chickens got too big and they needed to come out of the box in the garage and then come out here, and it's just one of those things. So either way, what we have here, and I'll just do a little quick walk over. We got the gate up front. You can see that. Just a little bitty gate. And there's Rocky letting you know that he's here. And that the sun is apparently going down. We have a little hasp on the side. We'll open this. This bungee cord holds it closed for us when we go inside. So our names are genius. You're gonna love this. This is Little Red. How do you like that? Oh look, and there's Big Red right beside it. How cool. And that's Crookfoot. Where's she at? Give me that foot. You see her crooked over toes. I don't know. I liked her the best. She was the sweetest when she was little. And then that one's that one and that one. And you're this one. And yes, she's curious. Actually, they all have names. My kids could probably tell you what their names were better than I. The black Australorps here in the back, well, they were our first hens, and they're currently still our only layers. The others are getting a little bigger and getting to the effort of getting to lay, but these freaking horseflies are crazy. So I'm gonna hop on out of here, excuse me ladies, so I can get out here and swat and film at the same time, because that's been something I've done before. And that's Rocky. Sorry. He is a barred rock, and he rules the roost for sure. So either way, he was supposed to be sexed as a hen, and Tractor Supply was napping during his examination. Either way, we got a nice long ramp here. I did add a bunch of the little studs to give them more traction going down, because I noticed I had them every other one before and they were sliding a little bit, making it up to the top. So I'm going to leave this open, because if I ever have to get in, one, it stores the wheelbarrow. Thank you. One, it stores the wheelbarrow, and two, I don't like having to get up underneath there to try to catch a chicken. Getting around this little pallet's a pain in the butt enough, so I'm not doing that. Right here we will go to the lane box area. I only have 3, and that's my only lane box that actually works. The girls only like this one, and that's it. I do have a little water bottle in here, but they don't need it. They never use it, so I'm actually just going to take that thing out. The doors overlap, and actually I'll show you this real quick. This 2x4 here on the bottom comes out, so we can take the garden rake, scoop out everything. The piece of Kydex sheeting goes down the full length. That was when I was planning on putting a back, letting them go into the bottom. So I might end up cutting that off. Either way, right now it just kind of is here. And it was going to be like a shade block or something like that for the sun coming up in the morning. not now. The doors overlap a little bit, which just adds to the security a little bit more and gives me a little hasp area. I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you all have chicken coops, but I don't know if y'all have had the problem with horse flies and flies. These things are freaking ridiculous. So I'm going to show you like the only thing here on my duck house that actually works. And so far what I've found, you can see this one's actually, I didn't change it out because I wanted to do the video on it first. Look at all this nasty maggots in that thing. That is so gross. And there's still flies trapped in it. And here's one over here that I did just change out the other day, and you can see the thick layer of black flies on it. It's freaking nasty. Now let's go play with the ducks real quick. Whew. These fly traps you can get at Lowe's, and they have a nice like rotten meat smell. It's really great. I think they're just labeled as fly traps. I was trying to see if there's a label on this side, and I don't see it. But that's what it looks like. Here's the little dog house to duck house. And here's the little duckies. They have a pool that just had clean water in it about 15 minutes ago. And of course they hop in and tear it all up. Same with their drinking water and their food. And you can see this is just ridiculous. If anybody has ideas on how to keep these flies out, and I mean other than vanilla, let me know. Because that's insanely ridiculous. We've also got the mosquito light out here, or the bug light, to try to keep as much of it away as we can, which seems to be working. I mean, they're covered in nasty. So I know this is a bounce around kind of ramble video, but sorry, you got what you got. This was the old watering tank. I had to fill it like every single day religiously, and sometimes multiple times a day. I just didn't take the gauge of piping into consideration when I built it. It does have chicken nipples on the bottom side. Chicken nipples on the bottom side. And you can see that they can get to it and, they can get to it and get the water there. So I went to this one, which is a whole lot bigger. Does not leak, actually, which was really pretty cool. And it holds a whole lot of water. So this is really nice. Even if you can't get out and water the chickens, this thing holds a ton of water. Looks like I need to clean it out. What's that? Dirt. Looks like it needs to be rinsed out. The angles and everything like that, the only ones that are glued are the bottom pieces. So I can actually take this thing apart and shy from the caps, I can take it apart. And it seems to still be doing watertight, which is kind of cool. Do have a little roof here over the... Hush it, mister. Over the pallet. And you can see the feeders here. These feeders are like the best thing. You fill them up, walk away, you're good to go. So that's pretty cool. We mix our grit and everything in. You can see a lot of corn. We shucked corn the other day, so you can see a lot of the corn down here on the bottom. And if anybody knows why she has no feathers on the back, let me know. We've put like all the medicines on it and everything like that, and I don't know. But we do know she's laying, so that's kind of one of those things. But either way, if we're still going, I don't know. I got a low battery signal, sorry. You can see inside the coop, a real basic deal. The same thing with the duck pen, real basic. We're still trying to, actually I still got to finish both of these. So we're still fairly active people. And we gotta finish both of these coops up. But either way, I wanted to show you kind of where we're at right now. We do have quite a few fly repellent plants that the flies land on all the time. Planted all the way around the coop, which is very annoying. Obviously it's just, you know, all the excrement kind of thing brings them in, I would assume. You know, the water, the food, and all that kind of stuff kind of brings them all in. So I went ahead and put the caging all the way across the top. Total, if we're looking for a price point on this thing, I'd say maybe $300 to $400, something like that. You know, of course, the wood was your biggest thing, you know, and the roofing and stuff like that. The roof on the back there and this tin roofing are actually kind of expensive, so that might actually put me up around the $400 area. Not too bad. I've still got to come back and cut the timbers and stuff like that, as you see. But I wanted just an update because I've got a couple of chicken coop videos out with the old chicken tractor and making it and all that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to kind of let everybody know where we're at and some of the things that worked. Obviously, the water worked, and they're using that now. Where are we at? Yep, they're using the water now, and the feeders worked. Now I'm looking at probably making another one because of the size. I'm thinking that they might want a little more room to run, so I'm going to probably expand this one here instead of making an entirely new one and just give them a little bit larger of a run. I would say this is probably a, maybe a 12 by 12, and then another run back here on the back. That's not very big. They don't seem to be unhappy, but at the same time, I just want to give them everything I can to, kind of, make them as happy as can be, so we can get some eggs. Right now, like I said, the majority of them are not laying, so we do have 4 that are of laying age, and we don't know which one of these girls actually lays. Somebody's not putting out. Don't know which one of the black Australorps it is. The barred rocks, and actually all the barred rocks are the same age. Rocky the rooster there, and then, which one are you? Yeah, whatever. One of the other names I don't remember. And the reds, I don't even know what kind of chickens these are, in all honesty. So if somebody knows, leave it in a comment, because I'm very curious. I've looked it up, and I don't think, it's not Buff Orpington, and it's not Rhode Island Red, to my knowledge. Maybe it is, and maybe it's just a little lighter or darker for either one of those. I don't know. You can see on Big Red over here. She's a big mama. She's nice too. Super curious. She wants to get right in your hands every time you show up. And anyways, sorry, I'm getting torn up by these stupid flies out here. But I don't know what kind of chicken she is. Let's see, can I get you in there? Yeah, barely. Okay. Well, either way, if you got any advice or anything like that, let me know. We're kind of curious as to how we can get rid of the flies and anything else that you can think of that might make it a little better for a little chicken haven for these suckers. Anyways, on that note, you guys have a good one.